Welcome back to the channel, guys. Paddock Card Scale Dreams. First off, I just want to thank everyone for watching the last video or two. Excuse me. I appreciate the likes, the comments, all that good stuff. So today I'm going to put this 32.5 window forward back together. So this is the Boyd Coddington kit by AMT. Pretty crude kit. So I did a fenderless version, and so I had to do a few mods. I built this, oh god, maybe 2005, 2006. And then when I packed all my stuff away, let's see, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. This one ended when I was packing stuff, putting them away. This one hit the floor, and so it ended up like this. I put it in this box just to kind of preserve it, so it didn't get any more damage to it. So this is pretty much how it's been sitting for the past 4 years, and yeah, I think it's time I put her back together. So here's a before picture of what it used to look like. So I've since robbed the tires and the rims. I think I put them on my Chevelle, 70 Chevelle. So anyways, I'm gonna have to find some rims for it. So I'll just kind of show you. This is just barely hanging in there. See if I can get. Anyways, it's all just detail painted, and then this is some material that I cut out and made a little seat design, and then just drew in these silver lining, piping, or whatever you would call it. Really crude kit. Like, I mean, you can't even see any detail on the door. Really, you can kind of see that the door handle, but yeah, it's like I said, crude kit. So like I said, I cut off the fenders, so I had to make this floor because I didn't want it just like showing that. So I ended up putting styrene in here to just kind of cover it up all the way through. I think I can't remember where I got this fuel tank, but it isn't from the kit. Everything else is in the kit, from the kit, the chassis and the front and rear end. Yeah. So this will be fun to put back together. So the paint's not too bad. This was before I was polishing and stuff like that. This turned out okay. This is like a metal cast duplicolor, and the body is just some generic dark silver or graphite or something like that. Not too bad. Definitely got some boogers in it, but it's not bad for the level of building I was at back then. So this was the parts box engine I found, and threw this in and wired this, and then I made some fuel lines and return springs. These have all broken off. I'm going to try and put these back on, but I'm not going to do another spring. I'm just going to try and get the linkage back on and call it a day. This rear bumper thing, I can't remember where that came from. So Oh yeah, the other thing is I have two of the side windows, but I lost the front and the rear. They went flying, and I probably put them in a different box, or they just went missing. I have no idea where they are. So I'm gonna have to make up some windows for it. The grill. So thankfully I still have the lights. So I won't have to do anything there. And oh yeah, this is the linkage right here. I don't know if you can see that, but anyways. So I'll start putting this back together, and I'll come back when I have some progress. Okay, so I got the interior back into the tub. Looks pretty good. Have to do a ton of cleanup in here, back here, and re-drill this hole. But it's sitting in there good now. I mean, tons of gaps, but whatever. It's sitting the way it's supposed to. Got that fuel tank glued back in. The grill shroud or whatever. And linkages back on. These fuel lines are just barely hanging on, so I dabbed a little glue on those. Yeah, now I just gotta find some window stuff, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do for that. I've done a few models with the old 3D glasses, so dig those out. I'll grab those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the 3D glasses. So when these are on a model, they'll look tinted, like it's tinted glass. Yeah, I'll show you a picture of one here. So that was the 70 Super B. The back window there is using this. Okay, so I'm going to pull this apart just so you can kind of have an idea how clear this glass is. It's really nice, super smooth, but you really got to be careful handling this because it's really hard to get your fingerprints off it. Once it's on the model, it's really difficult. I used it on my 84 GMC, and I accidentally touched it once I had it installed, and it was really difficult to clean. I wasn't able to get it all clean, but anyways, I'm gonna pull this apart, make some templates using some construction paper, and make up some windows. So I got my templates done. Front one, rear, and the sides. Obviously I only have to make one of those because the side ones are identical. I got away with just using one of these. Windows are so small. Only needed one. So the nice thing about, or the only thing about using these is obviously your window has to be smaller than this, but this cut's really easy with just scissors. And as you can see, I just did some rough cuts just so it's easier to work with. So this front one was a little tricky because I got to make sure it fits. This fits here. But yeah, it fits in there pretty good. You can see. So that should look good. So I'll get these cut out and get them installed. Then I'll show you the final windows. Okay, so I got the windows in. Look pretty good. I did get of course, got some fingerprints on there, and I have to try and clean it off, and didn't turn out so great on the side ones, but the front looks really good. You can see how smooth that is. Really like using this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to find some, oh, I got the engine in as well. Back on the chassis. Then I realized I got no fan belt or fan. It's like, oh man. And no rad hoses either. They're gone. Just realized that too. But I don't think I'm going to worry about that too much. See if I can find a fan and throw it in there. And yeah, I'll find some rims and tires, and I'll come back and it'll be all finished. And we're back. I got the 32 Ford 5 window all fixed up. So as you can see, I got the wheels back on. AMT parts pack rear wheels, the M&H Race Masters, parts box reverse wheels, parts box Kragers. So I gave these, I put Tamiya smoke thinned out, wash the whole thing. And then these are from the 49 Ford Coupe kit, the fronts. So I made this years ago. That's made out of masking tape, the rollback thing. Didn't turn out too great, but good enough for me. So there is some heat staining on the exhaust. Yeah, I think it's an okay looking model. Like I said, I built this quite a few years ago, so at the time, this is where my painting, my paint level was at. So no polishing, nothing like that. I'm just going to put this on the turntable, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get this thing turned around. You can see some of the wiring I did. So just did some few lines and throttle linkage, wired the engine. Those lights are on there, just very, I didn't pin them or anything, I just glued those on. And then I made these butterflies. That's using a leather punch and embossing foil. So I drilled out the holes, put those in there. There's a bar that goes in behind that they sit on, that goes right to the spring. Oh no, it's fun, kid. I did redo the windows, as you've seen, and I got a big smudge mark right there. So that's not cool. It is what it is. Yeah, I think it's got a cool stance. Sits up a little bit high in the front, just slightly. I would have liked to get that lower, but again, I had all this already built, and then so this gas cap, that's the same thing, leather punch. These two, I painted them red. I think this is just a piece of sprue, chrome sprue that I made a bumper out of. Oops. Sorry about that. See, I'm pretty happy with how way it turned out. Again, nothing special on the bottom. Lost my drive shaft. Lost my what do you call it? Rad hoses. They went flying, so I didn't make any new ones. And then I put these supports. They should be going, like, I think over here, but whatever, there's a hole there for the, I just threw them in there. So yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out with these new tires on it. Glad to have it back on the shelf, which is where it'll be headed. And I appreciate everybody watching, appreciate everybody liking, comments, and hope everyone's having a great week. And yeah, pad out, model on. Thank you very much.